I mean, he's one of those guys. When you look at how they play, you look at his career in Orlando. He's made so many adjustments to his game to fit what they do here, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've been so good. One of the many, his ability to be physical in the paint, his screening on the ball, off the ball, and he's a good complement to Jokic when there's a post-up situation. He knows when to cut, when to seal, and when you think of him as a basketball player, automatically you think of the athleticism. You don't think of the IQ and the nuances and the things that he brings to the table. And so I didn't, when they traded for him, I was trying to figure out how that was going to work because you're thinking about a team that you have to face, and they figured it out, and he's figured it out, and that's why one of the reasons why they're so good.
Look at the fouls. I know you guys, I think you averaged 21 in the playoffs. And Kevin was talking about just reaching in at that last second. Is it a matter of just avoiding that, or is it more to it?
I mean, it's always what Kevin said. You want to avoid it, but it's the discipline before that moment comes. You know, you're not going to reach. You're going to contest high, and understanding in the playoffs, that's the one foul that is probably being called consistent. You know, you can be physical with your body. You can even be physical with your hands off ball. But when someone has the ball and you reach, especially against the really good players, it's probably going to be to your detriment. And so you have to have great discipline in those situations.
Monty, how different is this Nuggets team from the one you swept 2 years ago?
Gosh, I don't know. We haven't really thought much about that at all. I just look at their record. They're one of the best teams in the league. Jokic is, he's won another MVP since then. Murray and Gordon. They've added more defensive guys. Caldwell Pope is a champion and a two-way player. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So they've been in Mike's program for a while. So they have the continuity that it takes to be really good.
Do they gain an advantage the last 2 times you played them? They didn't play any of their starters, and you did. Is there anything there? Anything to read into that?
I wouldn't, but I assume you have. So maybe you want to tell me.
I'm just wondering.
You got the thing on, so I'm sure
if it matters.
You're probably going to take this information back to Mike. So that's about how much you're going to get from me. So
yeah.
I'm done with you anyway. You like that?
I like it.
Monty, against Minnesota, they were going with more green at the 5 and going smaller. What do you see on the tape from that?
I think that's the versatility that they have. The only young guy on the floor is Braun. I hate saying his name wrong, but I've heard it pronounced differently. But they have so many veteran guys like Jeff who can play the 5, the 4, can switch. He communicates well on defense, and then they can bring in DJ. If they feel like you're getting to the basket too much, they have a veteran guy like DJ that can come in and give you rim protection, and he does the same thing as far as communicating and bringing savvy to the game.
It was in smaller spot situations for you guys when it came to going small in the first round, but how did you like to look when you saw it?
It's something that we feel like we can go to. The offensive package is a little bit streamlined and focused into fewer plays, but we feel like that's a tool in the toolbox. Wish you hadn't brought it up because I didn't want to talk about it, but it's something that we feel like if we need to, we can go there.
When it comes to point of attack defense with a guy like Jamal Murray, how important can a guy like Josh and
I think all of our guys, it's all hands on deck with a guy like Jamal. The way that he scores off the dribble, catch shot, playmaking, and he's a big physical guard, and he's playoff tested, and I've said it before, he's an all-star in my opinion. So you just want to be able to put guys on him that make it tough. We say that all the time about really good players. You can't stop them, but you want to make it tough on them.
You've been impressed with how good he looks in his first playoffs back from ACL.
Jamal?
Yeah.
I'm impressed but not surprised because we've seen it before. When we were in the bubble, we left before he went on that tear, but that's who I've seen, the player that can take over games, shoot it from anywhere, off the dribble, catch shot. And I believe the continuity helps. When you've been in the program for a long time, it certainly helps. And playing with Jokic, that probably is a part of the success that Jamal has had. But I've always viewed him as an all-star.
Coach, what's sort of the mood, last one? The mood right now is coming to Denver playing for the here. A lot of people are saying this is kind of the Western Conference Finals of two really good teams. So what's sort of the mood are you guys looking at?
Our mood is always one of humility and respect for what we get to do. We never look at what people think about the series or how it should go. We feel like God has blessed us with these opportunities, and we want to take advantage of them when we can, with a great deal of respect for the opponent. And that creates an appropriate fear that we feel like allows us to be our best when we're on the floor. So we have a great deal of respect for this team. I wouldn't say that's an answer for mood, but it's our intention and heart. We just respect them. We have a great deal of humility for the game, and we understand it's a privilege to do what we get to do.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you, Monty.
To get this person,
It's just the usual stuff that it takes to win a basketball game: rebounding, getting back on defense, and winning a possession battle. So we do those things to give ourselves a chance, and that's really what you want around this time.
Curious to just getting here early and what that meant for you guys in terms of getting here a day early and altitude and all that. How much that was affected?
I mean, it's never going to equate to like once the game starts and you run up and down. I mean, we can get here early and run a couple sprints after practice, but once the ball's tipped, you're definitely gonna feel it. But I think after that first that initial first win, you get through that, you're pretty good. So it's about adapting as quickly as possible. It's a tough place to play, but we're looking forward to it.
KG had this kind of series like the Clippers went through. You guys only have 13 games together, but they throw all kinds of different defenses to test you.
Yeah, I mean, we had some fourth quarter games there, and we had to adjust to how they were playing us on, especially the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they had a lot of guys that could attack downhill, so that's testing our defense, our shell, our defensive principle as a whole. So I felt like it was, it was a good first round series for us to figure out who we are, get our legs up under us, and just keep getting better. So I'm glad we was able to advance from that. And it's a different challenge. So, we obviously want to take some stuff away, but it's a whole different challenge that, we're looking forward to, and we'll know more as we start to play these guys.
Hey, Kevin, how nice is it to join a league company and sign that lifetime deal?
Man, it means a lot, man. It's a dream come true. It's something that I've been working towards since I was a kid and having a partnership with Nike. So, to be in that company is a blessing. So, I'm looking forward to what we can do in the future.
When that young Kevin Durant signed that initial deal with no facial hair, did you think that you would be here talking about a lifetime deal?
I did, to be honest. Like, I did think that, if I stay focused and stay locked into what I know I can do, I can do some big things, and I can have a huge partner like Nike. So it's just a matter of staying focused and having that endurance to keep getting up and doing this every day. So yeah, I had confidence that I can do so, but a lot of stuff I had to put in a lot of work to get here.
Kevin, when Monty was talking about Jeff the other week, he joked that when God parted the Red Sea, Jeff was probably there and crossed with him, with how long he's been in the league.
Damn, so what's that saying about me? I was drafted right. I came in the league before Jeff, 3 picks before Jeff.
I thought I was making a joke about Jeff, now I'm making a joke about you. This is weird. Just how have you seen Jeff evolve over the years? He's bounced around so many teams, but he's always been effective on every single team.
Yeah, just first off, it's a great teammate. I mean, that does a lot for a group. When you got a guy that experienced a lot, been through a lot, but can bring that great feel and that great culture to any organization. So when we had him in Brooklyn and OKC, it was like, he made the locker room better. He made each player better, just his presence. So you can feel that here in Denver. They love him here. The fans love him. He's been going by Uncle Jeff for a minute, so it feels like, he's the uncle of this team here. So they got 2 guys, him and DeAndre Jordan, with veteran presence that'll help a team that's trying to get over the top. So he's been at it for a while. It doesn't look like he's slowing down. He'll dunk on somebody every game. So, I'm looking forward to competing against him.
For Jeff, with the way the league has evolved over the last 10 years, what does it say about him as a player that he's made that fluid transition from 3-4 to 4-5?
Yeah, I mean, when we first came in, I think the beauty of our team when we were young, he played 4 for us. He was a stretch 4, and that was before it was mainly 2 centers always playing back then. So Jeff was kind of one of the first stretch 4s, and he was able to do multiple things with the ball, and I think that versatility is helping him stay in the league for this long. And especially with the way the game is going, it's more fast-paced, more space on the floor. You need guys that are versatile like that. So he's been doing that since day one, and his athleticism is generational, as we can tell. That's at 35, 36 years old, still getting up like that. So he still adds something to bring something different to your team, and we got our work cut out for us with Jeff. Yeah, I always was high on Mike. I feel like in high school he was looked at as the best player in the country. I think his injury is the reason why he dropped so low, and Denver was lucky enough to grab him at was the 14th or 15th pick. But he always had that potential to be a great player. He got healthy now. He got an opportunity to play with a team that's playing for something, playing meaningful basketball every year. And you got a Hall of Famer you playing with as well to make the game a little easier for you. So, his sky's the limit for him. He's still young in the game. He's still athletic after surgery. So, he's hopefully he has a quiet series this series, but he's been playing great for him. He's an X factor for him.
What do you expect the intensity level to be, just with both these teams wanting to go and win a championship? How much is the intensity going to be there in the series?
You got a lot of guys on this floor who got a chip on their shoulders, who've been through a lot in this league. So I think that naturally, regardless of what the moment is, I think that's going to bring out that competitive fire. It could be a preseason game and a regular season game. These guys on both teams are going to bring it, and that's the beauty of playing at this level. But when you add on it being the second round, Denver had a great year and their home crowd was great all season. I think that adds to it. But to the core of it, we got competitive guys on both teams that just enjoy playing ball, and you'll see that.
Kevin, with you being such a student of the game, what's it been like having those conversations with Devin and Bruce during the games?
Yeah. It's always good bouncing ideas off of somebody as great as Book and CP and Monty, and you got a lot of experience here with Coach MB, and you got Jared Jack, Randy, guys that have been around the league for a minute, so you hear these stories, and it's always cool hearing stories and their experiences throughout the league, and it's one just big family and brotherhood, man. So we all connect in some way. Basketball is a common ground when we come and connect, but knowing a lot about these guys on and off the floor. So I think all of that stuff helps become a good team. And, I think always talking ball, but more than anything, we talk life.
Kevin, how does Joker and Jamal stress the defense and put the defense in compromised positions?
Well, they're 2 skilled players that can score from anywhere on the floor. So regardless of what action coach puts them in, they're comfortable, and that's always tough to stop.
Do you look at Joker as kind of a point guard in a center's body?
Nah, I look at him more as no, I wouldn't say a point. Well, yeah, I guess. I was just
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, I was just thinking back to the games that he played, and what he does, he can bring the ball up the court, he can orchestrate the offense, he can play in the post. So yeah, he can. There's no limit or ceiling that you can put on him. You can't just call him a great passer or great big man, or he's just a great basketball player. I think put labels on guys, you take away from him a little bit. So yeah, he could call him a point guard 1 second, he call him a center 1 moment, but he could do everything.
How much do you look forward to going up against a guy that's 1-2? How much does that motivate you?
I'm so motivated. I just love to play anyway. So I got a standard for myself regardless of who's out on the floor, and so yeah, it's always great competing against the best, but I'm really competing against myself, to be honest.
Has Phoenix seen the best of you, Kevin? Or are you just waiting for that moment?
I'm never waiting for anything. I'm always trying to go get it as soon as I get on the floor. Sometimes what are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, can we have one of those games where you explode because you need to explode? Where you take over a game?
I feel like I've been involved in impact games since I've been here. It may not be, I might not score every time down, or create something every time down, but I think I've been impactful. I think some of my best games in my career has been the quiet 25 to 30-point nights. I think I've played great in those games. So who knows what you might see. I think that's the beauty of my game, that I can adapt and play any style, any way, and contribute to a team winning without having to make every possession about myself. So we'll see what happens, though. Hopefully I can go out and
and get you one of those nights.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin.
We got to establish ourselves tomorrow in game one. It's a lot of our first time starting a series on the road. This is a tough place to play. They got a high energy crowd, so try to keep them out of the game as much as possible.
I'm curious when you just look at Murray and what he's been able to do coming back from the injury, and I think he's averaging like 27 so far in the playoffs. What is standing out to you when you're watching him as far as what he's been able to do since returning from his injury?
He's been aggressive. He can really score. You can tell their team, feeds off his energy. You know what Jokic is going to do, but Jamal is a guy that really gets him going.
Chris, philosophically, what are some of the things you focus on with a matchup with a team like this?
What you mean?
Just bullet points in terms of the style matchup and what Denver likes to do and what you want to try and watch out for.
A lot of movement. They play together. They do a lot of cutting. But I think for us, we're one of those teams that we sort of just worry about us. We do what we're supposed to do. We try to control that.
How did you see DeAndre really take on that Jokic matchup 2 years ago and put forth the effort that he did?
Just accepted it. DA has done that, my entire time here. He gets excited about matchups like this, but it's one of those things, it's not just on him. Jokic is a two-time MVP, so it's going to take us as a team to help slow him down and not get the other guys going.
When you look at that series and all the defenses that they threw at you guys, how much can that help in terms of, you guys only have 13 games together, but how much do those different looks help in terms of preparing for
It definitely helps, but they would go small and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be too many times where Jokic is going to be off the court in this series. You know what I mean? But it's another great coach, and Mike Malone. Mike Mo was with me the year I played for Monty back in New Orleans. You know what I mean? So he knows this game better than just about anybody.
With Jokic, is it more important to take his vision away or a shot?
We ain't gonna take none of that away. You know what I mean? So you just got to try to slow guys down like that and try to make it tough on them. Pick and roll has been our bread and butter for a while. We're not gonna stop doing what we're doing, but we also got, we got KD here now that can play in ISO. Same thing with Book. So I think what we've learned in these 13 games is we sort of take what the game gives us and we adjust from there.
How much of that is just you and the mentality and know-how, knowledge of the game with Devin that enables you all to go through three to just take what the defense is?
It's good. It's cool, because, Book's one of those people that, with all us being together now, it's just opened so much up for him, that really gives him the ability to do a little bit of everything. And I think for us as a team, we just keep talking about whatever we got to do to win, we're going to do it. So I don't know how they're going to guard tomorrow. We don't know what their matchup's going to be, but we're going to figure it out.
Thanks, Chris.
No problem.
Thank you, Chris.
Appreciate it.